Hello everyone, welcome in or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It is an honor and my pleasure to read your tarot for your greatest and highest good, for clarity and or inspiration. My name is Amanda, your tarot reader and host for the next 20 to 30 minutes. In today's Pick a Card tarot reading, we are going to look at the month of March for you. And we are going to take a look at some of the underlying influences, some main themes of the upcoming months, challenges, opportunities, what you don't see, and get some guidance and advice from Spirit on how you can best navigate the month ahead. All of the messages and guidance offered in today's tarot readings are optional for you to welcome into your life, so please trust your intuition and decide what feels best, and lovingly leave the rest for who it is meant for. So if you feel ready to dive into your reading, the timestamps for each soul path are in the description box. However, if you'd like an introduction to the soul paths, let me do that right now. So for soul path 1, we have the Steampunk Tarot with the Mystic Merlinite Stone. For soul path 2, we have the Unfolding Path Tarot with the Opalite Stone. And for soul path 3, we have the Flower Child Tarot with the red carnelian stone. So whenever you feel ready and called to do so, use the timestamps in the description to jump straight into your tarot reading, and we will see you over there. Hello, my dear soul path 1. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Steampunk Tarot with the Mystic Merlinite Stone. I'm getting Magician energy and also the 8 of Pentacles energy. So there's somebody hard at work to try to bring something into life, possibly in their creative business, possibly just in their job or their career path. Somebody's working very hard to master something and to bring their thoughts, their ideas, their inspirations into some kind of material expression. So very creative energy, whether that's something that you're embodying or have been working through up until this point, I'm not sure. March could be a very creative month for you, very expressive month for you. Let's get some energy before we get into the tarot. Let's look at your current energy for soul path 1 and maybe what you're bringing into March as you leave February here. Current energy for soul path 1. Okay, we have the Hermit card here with the Solitude. And bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Cups, Memories of Love. So there's some reflection happening here. I don't know if this is reflection about you in your past, your childhood, or you reflecting on some kind of simple pleasures. There's some paring back or pulling back that has happened, I feel, up until this point, where you are gathering knowledge of self that may be rooted in childhood, or you're trying to come back to some kind of basic here. There's some memories coming through, some nostalgia coming through. And I feel like this has been a very private experience. This is not something that you're really expressing to the world, maybe expressing to people in your life. This feels like inner work that you're doing to possibly shed light on something here of your past or of some simple pleasures that you would like to return to. Again, simplicity is the word that is coming to mind here. And I feel there's some reflection happening as it pertains to memories, as it pertains to your past, or the relationships that you've had in your past, or that are currently connected to, that you have been connected to for quite some time. So I feel like there has been, I don't want to say something has been done in isolation, although that could be for some. I get that there has been a limitation of distraction, a limitation of activity so that you can look within and hear your inner voice, maybe even hear your inner child. And it's interesting, I recently did an inner child reading, which you're welcome to check out if that resonates with you, and I will put the link in the top right corner and in the description box as well. I also see somebody going through photo books or I want to say memory books or some kind of album that they haven't looked at in a really long time. Maybe this is something that they created in their childhood, or they're looking through photo albums of their childhood that maybe their parents had, and you haven't looked at them very recently, so there's something about that. But there's also some obstacle here, so I don't feel like this is all love and light. I do feel like this has been challenging. There's some challenge that is kind of, I don't want to say it's hidden, but it is there. There's a challenge here, but it is not in the forefront. It is something that you're moving through, but it's not the sole focus. So I feel that you are coming into the month of March being very reflective and possibly having some new information or answers about what you sought until now. So let's look at some themes for the upcoming month for Soul Path 1. 9 and 6 could also be numbers for you. And interesting, we have abundance with 33, which adds up to a 6. And 3s are a derivative of both of these numbers here. So financial security and material gains. And coming back to that idea of working hard for something to bring their ideas to life or to master something in their job, business, or career, I feel like that is part of that. So work could be a significant main focus for the month of March. We have bug. Look out for a divine test. So this feels like maybe this reflective energy is in regards to some kind of test that you are moving through, or challenge, I would say. I feel like it's almost reflecting on how far you've come to some regards. So you're facing some kind of challenge that I feel you feel should be finished. Or it's like there's this idea of, is this thing back again? And it's almost like you thought you had gotten over it, or you thought you had moved past it, and it's here again. So there's some irritation, frustration, and even a little bit of laughter because it's back. Something's back. And it's bugging you because you feel like it should be done. It shouldn't be here. Something's out of place. Something has returned. And so I feel this is, I wouldn't say a divine test, but it is definitely testing your skills and your patience possibly, but also allowing you to stand back and be the observer of you in this experience, to see how differently you react and choose in this particular experience when you are confronted with this particular challenge. Now, that could be what I'm seeing here with the mountains in the background here, where there's a challenge, but it's not in the forefront. It's like you've turned your back to consult your inner wisdom, your inner guide, to understand and know that you have grown past this and it can't affect you in the same way that it did. So I think that there's an awareness here that something may return from the past that could potentially bother you, irritate you. But I feel it's all on how you choose to participate in that thing, if at all. So this is a moment to maybe not get swept up in old ways or get swept up with an old relationship or an old situation that you feel you've outgrown. It's time to acknowledge that, recognize that, and say, yeah, it's nice to see you, or okay, this is here, but I'm choosing differently now. So maybe this reflection that I'm feeling is you really observing yourself in this moment when this divine test comes to find you, and you are able to react differently. So there's a pride that's coming through because you are seeing your growth in that moment. So don't get frustrated of that challenge, but look to see the opportunities on how you can move through that challenge in a new or different way. Loyal friend. Okay, wise, supportive person. So that could be in regards to this bug here. It could be in regards to memories of love, as it's connected to this loyal friend. Maybe you're reflecting on a loyal friend that you had in the past that you've lost touch with, or maybe this loyal friend has come back. Whether or not you choose to accept them or welcome them back in, that is up to you. But maybe you are the loyal friend. So maybe some guilt is coming through when something from your past returns. And so you feel this loyalty to this person to help to reconnect with them in some way, to reignite some kind of spark or flame that you once had because of that loyalty, because you want to be that good friend. You want to be that supportive and wise friend that people lean on. But that may put you in a vulnerable position to those who don't have your best interest at heart or who show up to use you for those gifts. It's almost like it's testing your natural instinct, but I'm not really sure that you will re-engage, especially if it's something that you feel you have outgrown. It's remembering why you've outgrown it, remembering why you have decided to not be a loyal friend to this person. If this friend was not necessarily a good match, or if there was a falling out, and maybe they are seeking you out because of your loyalty, because you are a wise, supportive person. So this is almost coming through as a warning for some, where don't let people take advantage of your wisdom and supportive nature and your loyalty. So just be a little on guard for that. But also this could, on the other side of that, there could be some really beautiful people returning to your life as well. And we do have another number 9 here. So the 9th of March could be a significant date for you. So let's take a peek at the tarot now and look at challenge, opportunity, and some guidance and advice. For Soul Path 1, past. I said past or pass. So interesting that I said that. Pass on the past. Interesting. Could be for some, not all. Take it or leave it. Soul Path 1. What's their challenge for the month of March? The Two of Wands. There's your choice. The Two of Wands. It is in reverse though, so I feel like this is you kind of hesitating to make a choice, and I'm not sure if that's because there's this draw or this pull on your loyalty, or you simply can't see beyond this current experience or this current moment. It's like there's no way of predicting which way is right, which way is wrong. It's almost like your energy is being pulled in two different places and you're unable to really set your intentions on one thing. There's an indecision and an inaction that is happening because of this indecision. But I feel like a decision must be made at some point in the month of March. So making this decision, I don't think you can avoid making a decision. So, let's look at the opportunity now, or what to celebrate. Opportunity or what to celebrate. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. This almost gives me the feeling like you are cutting out people who emotionally drain you, or people who throw your emotions off in some way. You're understanding that your feelings and emotions have a place in some kind of decision as well. And there's an opportunity for you to turn the tides. Not really sure what that means, but I feel like you have made a decision in the past that was rooted in other people's needs, wants, desires, possibly due to your loyalty, possibly due to your kind-hearted nature, and the fact that you are very empathetic and compassionate. But the opportunity is to resist putting other people's needs before your own, or putting other people's emotions and feelings before consulting your own. And maybe that is why this decision is not being made, is because there's this consultation happening with how do I feel? And just to use this example of an old friend returning into your life that you haven't maybe spoken to in 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be, it's almost like part of the month of March is you going inward, you taking time to make decisions, to reflect on how did I do this in the past and what were the results? How do I want to do this now? And where do I want to go? Are those decisions that I'm making, are they in alignment with how I'm truly feeling? Or am I doing it out of obligation, out of an old loyalty that is now dead and gone? And am I making this decision for the betterment of my future and this dynamic? Or again, am I heavily considering other people's feelings and their future a little more? So there's some contemplation happening here, and there's some emotions that I feel are going to come through that might feel a little uncomfortable, which I don't feel is a bad thing. I think this is an opportunity to really tap into those feelings, especially if there's agitation, especially if there's some discomfort, especially if something or someone is bugging you. It's like, hold on, rather than react or make a decision to make this feeling go away, how can I step back before making a decision and consult my inner wisdom, consult these feelings, and reflect on how I want to proceed and if I want to proceed? So I feel like that's going to be a big theme for your month. And let's look at guidance and advice. Guidance and advice for Soul Path 1 for the month of March. And there's something about resisting the flow of things too. So, and I don't know what that means yet. Maybe that will come to light in a minute. But 7 of Swords in reverse. So this is really honoring your truth and releasing any guilt and shame of doing what you need to do to maintain your balance. Bottom of the deck, we have 2 of Pentacles. The 2 of Pentacles can also be focusing on what's most important at this time and not getting lost in the noise or distractions that are pulling you or threaten to pull you off course. So really trusting your inner wisdom and leaning into that truth, but not just leaning into it, but living that truth through your decisions, through your actions. It might feel a little uncomfortable because it is challenging your conventions of maybe the way you've done things in the past, but I feel like this new strategy is going to be something that is really beneficial for you. But working through a little bit of guilt and shame is going to be part of that as well, as I do feel coming back to that Queen of Cups in reverse and making decisions based on other people's emotional needs or wants and not considering your own as much as you should. I feel like that could be part of that, is that you're almost turning the tables on things, especially in regards to how you're doing things moving forward, because you have gained some inner wisdom. You have gained some moments of understanding. And so now I feel March is going to be that moment where you are going to be tested in that knowledge and how you're going to take action and apply that knowledge so that you can maintain that balance and to maintain that momentum of forward movement. This Two of Pentacles, this person is riding a penny farther. And if they do not continue moving forward towards their goals, they will fall over. They will go off course and will be paused along that path. So what you don't see with the Two of Pentacles is that this is sort of helping you stay on track. This challenge that I feel is coming through in the month of March is going to be an opportunity for you to maintain your momentum and recognize or observe yourself in a particular moment where you have to make a decision. I do want to get clarifiers now. So let's see, what is this Two of Wands in reverse for the challenge? Is the Hanged Man. There is your delay. This is definitely a delay. The Two of Wands is a delay in decision making so that you can really connect in with your intentions of where you would like to go, as well as the plan or the strategy that you have to start implementing and living in order to maintain that momentum and move towards that goal. So this is you sort of stepping back and reflecting on things. The Hanged Man is this energy of surrendering to what is, so that you can see things for how they truly are, how they were, and possibly see things in a new way as well. To turn things on its head. I did mention that. You're turning something on its head, or you're kind of turning the tables a little bit. And that is part of that, is to take pause in your decisions and try to observe things from new angles, new perspectives. This is also sacrificing, possibly sacrificing your need to do something that is comfortable to preserve an outdated story, or maybe to not hurt someone's feelings, so that rather than jumping to a decision, you are really challenging yourself to get a little uncomfortable and see something different, to see some kind of truth, to honor your truth a little bit more. So if this friendship is not something you want to welcome back into your life, then it's about getting in that discomfort zone and getting into that position of sacrifice, to sacrificing the comfort of making a decision that might appease somebody for the decision that's right for you. That's where I was going with that. And allowing things to be and unfold as they need to once that decision is made. To not try to control the outcome or the result or the reactions of the other person. So Queen of Cups in reverse, opportunity, is the Three of Swords. And the upright. I feel like this is about embracing the difficult decision, embracing the heartache that comes with that decision. And the heartache may not be all yours. It may be you having a difficult time delivering a message that isn't ideal for the other person. So it's almost welcoming that, because it's going to influence growth in your life. This almost feels like this is an opportunity to finally heal from this experience by making a new decision, by doing something differently. Seven of Swords in reverse, the guidance and advice. The Knight of Cups in reverse. I feel like this is a message to not be afraid to follow your heart. Even though it might hurt, even though it might be uncomfortable, this is temporary, and this too shall pass. To follow your heart and stay true to your truth. And that's not always easy. And I feel like that's part of this test that you're being put through, is to really allow your authentic feelings and emotions to be expressed through action. And we have the Tower card at the bottom of the deck, which can be a good thing, because you're finally removing foundations that do not feel like they have been built on solid ground, that were built on a past you that no longer exists. Now, this can be a lifelong process, so I don't think the month of March is going to see this completely finish. I think that something here, this is just the beginning of more experiences like this that will help you root down and build a new foundation on something that feels more true and authentic to you. So let's get some final messages to close your reading. For Soul Path 1, please. Final messages for the month of March for Soul Path 1. Thank you. One more. One more. Strongest energy. Thank you. Okay, so we have setting boundaries. Again, another number 3. Threshold, protection, and honor. I think that pretty much sums up what I was trying to say in a nutshell. This is protecting your threshold for any BS, any drama, any old, outdated things that you no longer want to invite into your life. This is really reinforcing those boundaries, I feel, in the month of March. It is you honoring these boundaries that you set and reinstating those boundaries through action. Honoring your own truth as well, if I didn't say that already. And then we have 43, sacred purpose, eternal flame, and ancestral legacy. And 43 adds up to a number 7, so I feel like this is a moment to refocus on possibly some sacred purpose or some sacred goal that you would like to achieve for yourself. This could also be connected to your ancestral roots as well. So ancestral healing is something that's coming through. And I feel like part of your purpose in this lifetime is to balance the energies that you have been struggling with or challenged with. And this word sacred is standing out to me because I feel like part of this message is to protect your sacred truth, your sacred space, your sacred emotions, and not allowing others to influence you so much that you lose yourself. And I feel like that is the foundations that are being torn down that you don't actually see. Maybe you will. But because it's an underlying energy, I feel like you don't realize you're doing this, but this is a big deal. And it will help you find more solid ground for experiences in your future and will offer you a sense of strength to hold up those boundaries and to move towards the goals that you want to experience and achieve in your life. So this is what I have for you, my dear Soul Path 1. I hope these messages resonated with you and was helpful for you. With gratitude, I'm sending you love. Stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, my dear Soul Path 2. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Unfolding Path Tarot with the Opalite Stone. I feel like there is somebody here that is gaining clarity on something. Something is becoming more clear. The way forward's becoming more clear. The thinking's becoming more clear. Maybe there has also been something regarding an illness that is now clearing up. So possibly an infection. which is lovely. I'm getting also the feeling of insight. You're getting insight about something, or you are stepping into some kind of truth. Your truth, the truth of a situation. Something is becoming more vibrant and brilliant as well, whether that is a situation, a relationship, or that's just the feeling that you're getting about life. So before we dive into the tarot, we are going to tap into current energies as you are leaving February and stepping into March. So for Soul Path 2, what is their current energy, please? Okay. So stand your ground with the number 7. This is the 7 of Wands in the traditional tarot. And we have the throat chakra with number 5. So again, coming back to that throat chakra and the truth of the matter, clarity. There's a clarity of mind happening, maybe a clarity of what your truth is and what you are willing to or able to stand up for. There's something that could possibly be opposing you at this time, so there is this pushback with your truth, pushback with communication and verbalizing something here. So I feel like your throat chakra is becoming more open, you are being more expressive, and maybe even allowing the energy to flow through all of your chakras in a way that allows you to express in a way that you haven't done before. Now with the stand your ground, this could also be you standing up for your values, your beliefs, the things that you would like to achieve in your life. I feel like this is a bit of a test of will. So there's some opposition that's coming through that you have moved through and are possibly bringing this power and this clarity and insight into the month of March. So you've been somewhat tested, and I feel like it is allowing you to really double down on your truth, to double down on the goals that you would like to achieve for yourself. So lots of powerful energy, and I feel like that's a really good start for your month, your upcoming month. So let's get some themes for the upcoming month now. We're looking ahead to the month of March. For the month of March, we will get 3 cards for Soul Path 2. One more, please, for Soul Path 2. So before we look at that, let's look at the first one. We have zoom in. The answer is there if you look closer. So we have a number 2 and a number 4, which is all about choices and foundations. To me, this is about looking at your foundations and the decisions that you have made that got you to those foundations, and looking at it in more detail to get answers about how to move forward, when to move forward, if to move forward, and how to go about achieving something here. So this is looking at all of the little minutiae of your day-to-day interactions, reactions, choices, thoughts, etc. And speaking to clarity, when we go back to sort of the opening message with the stone, as well as the throat chakra, it's like you're looking for answers, like you did not have clarity on a question that you had about something. I'm not sure what. But the answers are within, not without. So this is looking at kind of the information that you do have, how you feel about that information, and generally just tapping into your own wisdom. But the answers that you seek are within you, not in the external. So I feel like March could be a time where you are introspecting and looking within and zooming in on some details, zooming in maybe on some choices or where you find yourself out of balance in life and how to bring that back into balance through new choices and setting new foundations for yourself. New rules is something that I'm hearing as well. So maybe you are moving to a set of new rules or deciding based on a set of new rules. You've rewritten your rule book. And then we have intuition with the number 6. Listen to your inner voice. So we just talked about that. Spirit is just confirming that it is you looking within for those answers and listening to that inner voice to find that clarity, to find that balance that you're looking for, to find the answers, to find the decision or the choice that you need to make. And I feel like the choice that you're going to be making in March is going to be something that might surprise you, that might even challenge you a little, but you have such a strong belief in this decision, even though it's a new decision, that you are excited to make it, even though there is challenge and change that comes with it. I feel like there is going to be a release of something or a sense of freedom when you step into this truth, when you step into this decision with great clarity and great knowing. So I feel like the month of March is you coming to terms or really understanding on a deeper level that your intuition and that guiding light within is so powerful. And it's been there the entire time. So yeah, it's like cutting out the noise of the external. And when we add 4 and 2 up, that is a 6. We have another number 6 here as well. So 6 could potentially be a very strong number for you in the month of March. March 6th, 5th, or 7th, 5, 6, 7th. Those could be 3 days where you start seeing some shifts or changes. And then we have 30 with cleanse, clear space for positive energy. So to me, this feels like, I'm just noticing too, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2nd to the 7th, I feel is going to be a significant week for you. Or maybe the 30th, the 24th, the 6th, the 7th, the 5th. So keep those numbers in mind. They could also just be numbers that resonate with you on a deep level. Maybe you see a lot of 3s or a lot of 6s, and that's sort of your indication that you're on the right track, or whatever you were thinking about is something that you need to zoom in on. But clearing space for positive energy, I feel like, again, cleanse. There's this cleansing and clearing up, clearing out, possibly of old energies, coming back to this message of finding clarity of the fog lifting. I feel like that's part of that message, is that there is a cleanse happening in the month of March. I think it is more of an energetic cleanse than a physical cleanse, although in the Northern Hemisphere, spring is about to be sprung here, and I know a lot of people love to do spring cleaning, so that could be something quite literal for a lot of you, where you are cleaning out old energy, old things to make way for the new, and that doesn't necessarily mean to replace it with new stuff, but to allow the energy to flow. And that could also be energetically as well, where you are removing some old thought pattern, some old way of communicating that is just allowing space for you to breathe and allowing space for you to hear your inner wisdom, to be able to make clear choices in the month of March. So let's get into your tarot now. We're going to look at some challenges, opportunities, and general advice. So let's see. Challenge for Soul Path 2 in the month of March. It's their challenge for Soul Path 2 in the month of March. I laugh because this is a card of choices, decisions, not being able to make them because logic is maybe telling you one thing, your intuition is telling you another, and you're stuck at this crossroads. This is not really having the clarity of mind or maybe all of the information that you need to really express what your decision is going to be quite yet. So there is a feeling of needing to possibly gather more information or wait until you have that clarity. But there is a decision that will eventually have to be made. I don't know what that is in regards to, but there is possibly a resistance that is coming through for some of you. Others of you, I think it's just a wait and see, wait and feel until you get that clarity before making that decision, so the time is not quite right. But then others of you, I feel like there is a decision that you need to make, you have clarity about, or there has been some clarity that has come to you about a decision, and it's time for you to take action on that decision. So let's look at the opportunity for the month of March. King of Wands, to step into your power. This is the Seven of Wands in its most masterful expression, but it is in reverse. So I feel like you are not quite stepping into your power, and that is the opportunity. In the month of March, you may be resisting this energy of stepping into this power, possibly making a very powerful decision, but there is fear, there's possibly worry, there is maybe a resistance to the change that you know will occur with this decision. But the challenge is to know that you have the strength, the courage, the leadership, the creativity, and the will to make this decision, whether you know it or not. It's just a matter of stepping into that and standing your ground, remembering why you're making a certain decision. Is this decision being made out of fear or stress or pressure? If so, then you may need to put a pin in making that decision. However, if you feel really excited about a specific decision, or you're making this decision for your best good or your growth, or to be able to see some kind of progress in your life, or to affect some kind of change in a dynamic, in a relationship, a positive change, then that to me is something to stand up for, to push back on, to really root down in, because that to me is a soul-led decision. So I feel this month of March is going to be an exploration of your soul-led decisions that you have to make. So let's look at guidance and advice for maybe how to step into this power. Two of Cups. There's lots of twos here. So lots of decisions. And this is about, yeah, exactly what we just spoke about. This is not only making decisions that align to what feels good, the people that feel good, the situations that feel good, or moving more towards what fulfills us and satisfies us. But in order to find this balance within our relationships, within ourself, sometimes we have to make difficult decisions that may not feel good in the moment, but are for our greatest good in the long run. And that's what I feel like is happening here, where you have to make a decision that is going to feel good eventually, but in the moment it might not. So I feel that there is fear preventing you from making this decision because it's not going to be an easy one. And what you don't see, more lovely energy. This is the Three of Cups, bottom of the deck. So again, we have a lot of really low numbers when we kind of split all of these numbers apart. We've got 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s. So this tells me that you're in an early stage of a path in your life where you are learning to make decisions in a new way. You are learning to expand on those heart-centered connections, to have more intimate relations with yourself, but also with people in your external world, maybe your community, maybe your family, your friends, and you are finding your place based on your true authentic expression and really standing up for that. Really having the courage and the bravery to make tough decisions, because that is an act of self-love. That is an act of self-care, where we are protecting our vision, we are protecting our energy, and the things that we want to achieve in life that we know are the best for us. And with that comes transformation. With that comes a clearing out of the old and an opening up to the new things, the new experiences, the new expressions, without fear, without doubt, and without guilt. So let's look at clarifiers now. Let's see what this Two of Swords in reverse is all about. We have the Knight of Wands, so I think the message of pause and wait to make a decision is coming through quite strongly here, because the Knight of Wands is a very passionate mover and shaker. They like to move really quickly and very determined on their path towards making their vision a reality. And because this is in reverse, there could be some scattered energy or you being pulled in two different directions, which is what this Two of Swords is about, your logic and your intuition. They're telling you two different things. Maybe there's two things you have to decide on. But I feel, to me, this requires a little bit of time and reflection to really understand what the decision is that you want to make from a logical perspective and why, and what is it that your soul, your heart, is telling you to do. I feel those two things are very different. So the month of March is going to be, the challenge for you is to pause before making a decision until you feel you have enough information for you to make that decision, rather than make a decision out of haste, fear, or stress. So as passionately as you would maybe like to make a decision, I feel like it's time to pull back, to step back, to look within, connect in with your intuition, and then stand your ground when it comes to making that decision, of being very clear and communicative about what that decision is. Maybe even with yourself as well. So King of Wands in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. Love it. This is the Sun card, the happiest card in the deck, and this is about your expression, yourself, the way in which you express yourself to the world. This is you at your authentic core. And I feel like the challenge, or pardon me, the opportunity is going to be to bring this out a little bit more, to share a little bit more of that with the world, and to be courageous, to tap into this power. The Sun is also this energy that everything needs to survive. Our Earth needs the Sun to survive. So there's this gravitational pull that is happening when you step into this power, and it's magnetic. It's light, it's free, it's playful. There is a childlike energy that comes with the Sun as well. So don't take things too seriously, especially when it comes to yourself and how you see yourself, because I feel you have a very different view of yourself than the world does. Your friends, your family, your community sees you as this beautiful, playful, creative, strong person, but you might not. So it's about bringing that out, fostering that, nurturing that, bringing that to the surface for yourself. And I think making some of these decisions are going to help you get there. Let's look at some guidance and advice with the Two of, it's too many. The Two of Cups. What is this Two of Cups? Two of Cups is the Three of Wands. Again, another low number. And this one was piquing my curiosity. We do have the Six of Swords. So even though that for some reason I was guided to pull that, I believe this is what's happening overall, is you are having a mindset shift about something and gaining clarity on the direction that you'd like to go. This is about seeing progress and movement on the efforts that you've put in, and the decisions that you have made up to this point and are going to make. So there's this transitionary period that's happening where you're moving from one place of fogginess, of cloudiness, of sludginess, of maybe some old energy into something that feels a little more in flow and connected to who you are at your core. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands in reverse. So again, we have another lower number where you are moving through this change. You are moving through and shifting through. I feel like you're on a bridge where there's some parts of your life where it's very new to you. You're stepping into this, you're making new decisions. And there's other aspects of your life that are feeling a little sticky and uncomfortable as your decisions are affecting that. And you're moving through and moving over this bridge that is allowing you to discover new landscapes, to discover new aspects of who you are, and maybe ones that have always been there but weren't able to shine until now. And the Three of Wands is an energy of you having an intention of possibly making some plans and strategizing how to take action on this intention or these ideas, and using your divine will to make something happen, to really see this manifestation start happening in the external world, where how you are feeling within and the intentions and the actions and the decisions that you're making, as well as the beliefs that those are rooted in, are now coming to form. So I feel some new landscapes are being formed here. But it's all on how you choose. Are you choosing from a place of fear, stress, doubt, or are you choosing from a place of love, self-love, love for the process of something, love for the experience? Because this will garner you a lot more results in the end and will really foster growth in your life in possibly multiple areas. Now, the Five of Wands in reverse tells me that you're stepping away from the noise, from the chaos, possibly from the drama in your external world. You are agreeing to disagree. So you're no longer participating in conversations, in dynamics, in relationships, in situations that causes you to compete with other people's opinions or advice of what you should be doing. And that is part of that stand your ground energy, is you're no longer justifying your decisions, you're just making decisions for your greatest good, for the love of whatever that you're doing and you would like to see happen in your life. So I don't think you're trying to change people's minds. You're not trying to convince them that this is right for everybody. You're more concerned about, is this right for me? And if it is, I will take action without the need to apologize, without asking for permission, without asking for too many opinions, or even having competing priorities where you're trying to satisfy not only your needs, but the needs of others. So again, coming back to that idea of introspection and intuition, you are looking within for what is right for you, rather than involving too many people and having these competing opinions, advice, guidance, desires, needs, wants coming into the fold and really pulling your energy away from the decisions that you have to make. I hope I'm making sense, Soul Path 2. But again, I feel like with me having this doubt of, I hope this is right, or I hope I'm making sense, there's going to be a little bit of a wobble as you start making these new decisions because this is new for you. This feels like you're in new territory. So don't worry about that. Just because you're a little bit wobbly or a little uncertain, don't make that a reason to not make the decision or to not follow through on a decision, especially if you feel that it's right for you. You just have to trust. What's that saying? Don't worry about saying something even if your voice shakes, or speak your truth even if your voice shakes. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting there. Circle of eternal joy, timelessness and dance of life. Yeah, this is like timeless decisions is something that I'm hearing. And also you moving with the energy, moving with the flow of what needs to be done for your stability, for new beginnings, for growth that you would like to see in your life. But it comes with some pretty big asks of you, some personal challenges. One more. So healing earth, the power to give and receive healing. So we have more low numbers here with 4s, 1s, and 6s. This really makes me feel like you are pulling back your power, but also you are giving yourself space to heal something here. And that is going to help you heal others in your life because you are standing up for what you believe in or what you desire to see in your life, the growth that you would like to see. I think your growth is going to inspire other people to explore growth on their own terms, maybe healing on their own terms. But I truly feel like you're stepping into this dance of joy and you're dancing with life again. I feel a revitalization of energy for the month of March. And this word power, I feel, is going to be pretty significant for you because you have a lot of power cards. You have the Sun card. You have many Wands cards here, which is all about our will and our desire to act upon that will. And then we have Stand Your Ground. So let's see what's at the bottom. Power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. And it's interesting that this person is kind of holding their hand out in the same way. So I think you are reclaiming some power, which is allowing you to get into some kind of rhythm or flow with your own life. Because I feel you might have been in the rhythm and flow of maybe everybody else's life, or maybe a pathway that felt very laid out for you or determined. But now I feel like you're reclaiming that power and you are standing your ground for what you truly feel heartfelt about moving towards. So that's really, really powerful and very expansive. So this is what I have for you, my dear Soul Path 2. I do hope that this was helpful. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love. Stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 3. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Flower Child Tarot with the Red Carnelian. I feel like you are stepping into your power, your confidence, your strength, maybe even your creativity. I see somebody painting, or I see somebody taking a class of some kind, class involving their creativity or self-expression. Not getting too much from that today. Very simple. So before we get into the tarot, something about luck too is coming through with that. Somebody might be getting some news about something really exciting. Also something about starting a relationship. Some of you could be starting a relationship or meeting somebody. But that is side notes. Let's get into your reading, Soul Path 3. Let's look at your current energy and how you are ending the month of February. You are ending the month of February, Soul Path 3. Seeing the number 7. Soul Path 3. 3. Soul Path 3 gets 3. And then we have bottom of the deck, positive movement forward. This is the Eight of Pentacles in the traditional tarot, and this one here is the Empress. So there's definitely some progress being made. Some hard work has occurred to make this, whatever this is, come to fruition. I feel you've put in a lot of work. I feel like you have been very committed and diligent to making something happen. And I think in the month of March, you're going to start to see something come to life. Now, what's interesting is when I mentioned a new relationship, this almost makes me feel like somebody is giving birth in the month of March, because this is a very mothering energy. The Empress is the mother of the tarot, and she is all about fertility, about birthing new things, of having patience in this process. So if it's not that, then I feel like whatever you have been doing, this could have to do with career, work, building your finances. I feel like you have really put in the time, the effort, and the overall investment, maybe even applying your skills to allow something to come to life. I'm getting nest egg for someone as well. So I feel like you have possibly been really diligent in saving money, and now you have a really firm foundation, financial foundation, so that you can move forward on other things in your life and not have any insecurities or fear. So there's this beautiful investment of something that is coming to fruition. I'm seeing that what you've put in is coming back to you now, especially with that number 8 that speaks to the ebbs and the flows. So I feel like you have been moving quite patiently in possibly an ebb in your life, and I'm wondering if March is going to start seeing some flow come in and some expansion come in as a result of previous hard work and effort that you've put in. Yeah, you've really nurtured something. And again, that could be a skill set, that could be your finances, that could be your physical health as well. Somebody could really be working on their heart chakra so that they can have more confidence in relationships, in their business, in their career path, and really remove some kind of blocks here to expand. Maybe you have felt stuck. So in order to see this positive movement, you had to make some changes. You had to develop your skill set. You had to get really disciplined about the effort that you were putting in to create change. But I feel like it was change that needed to happen within you first in order to start seeing the external expansion occur. So I feel like March, I have a feeling March is going to be seeing some of these things come to life. And we'll see what comes out in the cards now. Let's get some main themes for the upcoming month. 3 cards for Soul Path 3. Okay. First card out. Pleasures. Enjoy the fruits of life. This is lovely. So after a storm comes the rainbow is the feeling that I'm getting for that. And so if you've gone through a difficult time, or if you've gone through some personal growth, some spiritual growth, maybe even an awakening, I feel like now you're going to reap the harvest of the efforts that you've put in. It's not to say it's always going to be easy from here on out, but there is this moment in the month of March where I do think you need to carve out space for enjoying the fruits of your labor, enjoying life, of indulging in the pleasures, the small pleasures or the big pleasures of life. And everyone's going to be different there. So identify what that is so that when you have that moment that you can really take the time to do that and pat yourself on the back because you have done the work clearly and you are seeing positive results as a result of that work. Love, true feelings. Okay, so I did mention at the beginning that new relationships could be coming in. So this could be connected to the growth that I'm seeing, to the positive movement forward, to the confidence, to the pleasures. The pleasures could be in new relationships, in new love, in the expression of new feelings, of opening that heart space as well. You are now attracting new people into your life. So this could be a significant theme for some of you in the month of March. Although if we're not speaking to romantic love, this could simply just mean a love for life. I get a freedom. I get that you are embracing all of the good things in life, and possibly even connecting in with new platonic relationships, or maybe spending more time with people you love to be around. So it doesn't have to be romantic love. I just get a balance and a harmony in close relationships in your life. So that's really lovely. And then celebration. What is going on for you in March? Soul Path 3. Can I come? Your reading is just so wonderful. You're going to have to let me know if any of this happens, but there's a celebration here. Enjoy your victories with others. So I love that we have kind of the message at the very beginning of new things occurring and seeing growth, seeing fruits of your labor, and then we have this celebration happening and enjoying the victory with others with this love card as well. So there's this really outpouring of gratitude, of excitement, of happy joy. Like, it's just a waterfall of emotions coming from my heart space. Right now, there's a literal waterfall coming out of my heart space. It is just flowing over. And so whether that is the birth of something new relationship, an actual baby, month of March is going to be a really positive month for you, even if you come across a few bumps along the way. It's about looking for those moments as well, to indulge in the pleasures, to indulge in the joys, to have the gratitude, to celebrate the wins big and small, and to celebrate those things with the people that you love, the people in your life that offer you a sense of home and foundation. But yeah, I do sense that this has to do with family, something to do with family and or something connected to money, so career, business as well. So I am curious now what your tarot cards are going to share with us today. What's going to happen? We're going to look at a challenge, an opportunity, get some guidance and advice, and some underlying energies. It's a challenge for Soul Path 3, please. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. It's a turn of good things here, but can also indicate change. It can indicate luck. It can also indicate just a general turn of events that hopefully are in your favor, but the challenge is moving with these changes. So as an example, just because I mentioned it, let's just say someone has a baby. As lovely and beautiful and as expansive as that experience is, it comes with a lot of change in a very short period of time. So even if there's this polarity that happens of this beautiful thing is now in my life and it's here after 9 months, but I'm also feeling very challenged with the change in routine, not getting the proper sleep, of trying to nurture this baby in a way that allows it to feel settled and at home and comfortable and safe. So even though it's a beautiful thing, it does come with significant change. So your challenge is to really move with those changes in a very graceful way. And when external things are occurring around you, let's move away from that example now. Just as a general note about this being a challenge, is that there's this reactivity that can happen where we're being pulled left, right, center, up, down, when there's so many changes happening at once and we feel a little out of control. And while we might not be able to control the external circumstances, the trick to this is to come into the center of that wheel so we're not feeling like we're being thrown around. And so what does that mean in reality? That basically means to always come back to some kind of practice, whether that is grounding practice, whether that is taking a time out for yourself to kind of spend time, some quiet time with yourself, or indulging in an activity that takes you out of the fray so that you can really ground and center yourself. And prioritizing the most important things in that moment, because not everything necessarily needs your attention and or action. So being really mindful of when things are changing and moving about to really bring awareness to that experience so that we're not pulled off course. And I just, out of curiosity, the sun, because I was feeling that with the red carnelian. But there can be, some fated shifts happening in the month of March where you kind of have to be a little bit flexible. Let's look at the opportunity. Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the opportunity is to stand your ground, to not give up. There's an opportunity to possibly push back and there's a challenge that's happening here. It could be this, connected to this. We'll get clarifiers to see what this is all about. But when you get confronted with these challenges that you can't necessarily control, how do you show up in this moment? Do you back down? Do you give up? Or do you push back on that challenge? Or do things that make you feel empowered? Seven of Wands in reverse can be a little bit disempowering, where you are confronted with a challenge or change and you back down and you don't stand up for what you want. When our will is tested, this can be really challenging for people when we've done all this work to push towards a certain goal, and then there's this big challenge that comes to the forefront that really tests what we've learned, that really tests our fortitude and our strength and our conviction to reach our goals and to help our vision come to life. This can be a really intimidating energy. So I think whatever challenge that you come across in the month of March, it's stepping back, yes, but not forgetting to get back in the ring, especially if this is something that you truly feel inspired to do and that you have the energy to do. And maybe that's part of that message too, is that when you're lacking energy to stand up for what you want, there's a feeling of burnout that's coming through. How are you caring for yourself in those moments where you know you need to step up, but you can't? Are you finding support? Are you finding moments for yourself? How are you taking care of your energy? And maybe there's a lack of confidence too, because this is Mars in Leo. So when Mars is in Leo, this is really bringing your confidence to the forefront, to really challenge any opposition and push back on people or situations that are trying to throw you off your pedestal. And in the reverse, it's like there's a lack of confidence in doing that. It's like, can I actually do this? So be mindful of that too, of where you feel a little wobbly or where you feel like you could use a little more confidence. Do a little deep dive there. Advice and guidance. I think this Wheel of Fortune is a pretty big energy though, just based on the Seven of Wands in reverse. So I think it might challenge you a little bit. The Fool. Yeah, I kind of love that for your guidance and advice, because this is to not take it all so seriously and stay open to the possibilities of what could be if I stood up and pushed back. of being really playful. And maybe that's more about what the Seven of Wands in reverse is for your opportunity, is that maybe this isn't a month to push back or move forward, but a month to step back and step into this Fool energy of opening yourself up to new paths, new ideas, new possibilities, a playfulness, adventure, and not worrying about the future too much to where it hinders your actions or it discourages you from moving forward. This is also about tapping into some unconventional ideas and maybe even looking at the space that you have to create something new. The Fool is the seed in the major arcana. This is where everything starts. This is from scratch. This is that zone of possibility and potential. So to not see any challenges as unsurmountable, but to push back and see what they have to offer. See what kind of growth there is in that moment where you might feel a lack of confidence, or where you are tested and you're not sure you have what it takes to continue on a certain pathway. Explore the opportunities, explore the possibilities, stay open to this experience to see what comes, and shut off that inner critic. There's an inner critic that's coming through. And bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands in reverse. So that is to not engage in competing priorities or arguments that are futile. So there could be some people around you that are causing a bit of a stir. So it's looking at these things and prioritizing your energy. Do I need to be involved in this argument? Is it my responsibility to fix, change, or influence the outcome of whatever this discussion or argument is? And really focusing on the most important things, which is the changes that you might be experiencing and the opportunities or the seeds that lie in this experience, not the chaos that might pull you off course. So there might be a lot of chatter that you might have to turn away from in the month of March so that you can see positive movement forward. Because this, to me, I'm just seeing a whirlpool in water, where if you decide to participate in that whirlpool, it'll just go around and around and around, and you won't necessarily go anywhere. It feels like you're progressing because there's conversations and there's opinions and advice and, a lot of passion in those discussions or those actions, but nobody's getting anywhere. It is not a productive experience or conversation or situation. So it's about turning away from that to kind of just focus on how you want to show up and participate, if at all, and also what you want to attract more of in your life. So preserving your energy for those things that are a little more important. Possibly these things, the pleasures, the love, the celebration. So let's get some more information. What is this? Wheel of Fortune? Another big card with the World in reverse. And I just noticed on this card, it's the exact same in all of the corners of both of these cards. It's the exact same. We've got Aries, we've got Virgo, we've got Taurus, and we've got Leo. I never noticed that on this card before. But this is change and certain cycles ending in our life. This is like, I've heard this Wheel of Fortune be described as the save point in a video game where you have learned some things in your life and you can't go back. So this is the save point and everything starts shifting and changing because of what you've learned. And now it's time to go to the next level, but know that you'll never go back to old ways because you have learned some things, you have really grown or seen growth in your life, spiritually or personally. And it's kind of like no going back, the point of no return. And then the World. This is a card of freedom, a card of finalizing significant chapters or events in our life, and being free to explore the new possibilities. So whatever this is, something significant is going to be changing in the month of March, which is going to be a challenge because it's going to require you to leave something of the old behind. There's a resistance to that with the World being in reverse, and I'm not sure why. It's either it's not going to happen specifically in the month of March, and you're just going to see glimpses of it in the month of March and possibly in April. Maybe it starts to unfold. But there is definitely something here that needs to be wrapped up, put to a close. And the World is here to tell you that the time may not be now, but it's going to, there's some underlying influences here that is occurring that is possibly going to encourage some movement in a particular area of your life, if not multiple. And there could actually be a physical move as well, a very big move to a different part of the world, hence the positive movement forward, hence the celebration. Maybe that's a celebration, and hence this being a challenge is because it's a big deal. Whatever challenge is up and coming in the month of March, it is a big deal and it will affect your life very positively, but also very significantly. I feel like, the save point is like there's no going back after that occurs. And that is going to be your choice, obviously. And maybe that's why the World is in reverse, is that there's this questioning period. And maybe you're waiting for the dust to settle to really close something out or move on from something. Let's look at the opportunity with the Seven of Wands in reverse. It's definitely a big sense of moving on energy in your reading, but I feel it's going to be very good. Strength. And I laugh because this is a Leo card, and the Leo card, this is Mars in Leo, Seven of Wands in reverse. And when it came out as the opportunity, it's like, I don't know if I have what it takes, or I'm not really sure if I really want to stand up to this, or I'm not sure if I can get past this challenge or these changes that I'm moving through. But the strength tells me that you're going to overcome that. You are going to tame the parts within you, maybe that inner critic that tells you that you can't, or that tries to keep you small. This is you kind of very gracefully and compassionately taming that beast, and also coming to terms with where that comes from and why, and having a deeper understanding so that you can work with it rather than have it work against you. And that could be what that Five of Wands in reverse is this external, or pardon me, this internal battle that you have with who you want to become or where you want to be in life, and the little inner critic that tells you that you can't. So this is you really breaking free from that. And I think it's going to crack you wide open to new experiences, to a new world. Wow. So guidance and advice. This Fool. The Knight of Wands. This is very passionate movement forward towards your vision, towards the things that you want to see. This is very similar energy that I'm feeling to this, because this is movement forward. This is, I know what my vision is. I know what my goals are. I know what I want to do. And I have the confidence to go do it. So I'm just going to do it. And yeah, maybe there's a little bit of consideration for the future. And yeah, maybe there's, integrating some things from the past, but you're not letting that stop you from seeing where things go, of getting adventurous. Because the Wands energy, when we get to the court cards, can be very adventurous spirits, of seeing things and creating things where nothing exists yet. And that's a beautiful energy paired with the Fool, because nothing exists here in this moment. This is just open to whatever you want to create. So to get in that mindset of what do you want to create in this space? What do you want to create in the light of the changes that you might be moving through? In what expansion do you want to see in your life? What movement forward do you want to see in your life? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? These are some big questions that I think you're going to be up against in the month of March, but they're so important to your fulfillment and your ultimate happiness. We have the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. So I think there's some reflection on the past so that you can really understand how you want to move into your future. But I don't think you're getting caught up there. I think this is a really lovely, playful energy, more playfulness coming through here, similarly to the Fool. And this is about the pleasures, the small, simple pleasures in life that I feel you're getting more into in the month of March, where you're maybe reconnecting with things that you've lost along the way. And those simple pleasures, as we come back to this, will help you a lot when the Wheel of Fortune comes in and says, okay, we got to make some changes here, but this is for your ultimate good, your destiny, your fate, whatever you want to believe in. But yeah, those simple pleasures are really, and joy are really going to help you transition through this space and really help you embrace the new things that are trying to come through here. So let's get some closing energy for Soul Path 3. Soul Path 3. And one more. One more. Boldly go where you've never gone before is something that I'm hearing. Love it. Woo! Look at this. Being something new. Wings of light. And that's very Knight of Wands energy, where you're very clear about who you are, and therefore your direction and maybe the speed at which you move is very confident and maybe even fast, because you know exactly where you'd like to go. And we did talk about that, being something new, of becoming, of entering a new world. And I think that's what's happening here. The start of it is happening in the month of March, at least. Divine Feminine, magnetic receptive power with the number 7. And I almost wonder too if that's part of I'm linking this to the 7 of Wands, only because this energy feels a little unconfident, like I don't really know if I can do this, or maybe I don't really want to do this, or there's a fear of pushing back or standing up for what you want or what you need. But it's about really listening to that inner voice, to your soul, and to really allow what you need or what you want, what you desire, to really come through in a very gentle, graceful, receptive way. So the month of March may not see a ton of action. I think a lot of the action is going to be in the exploration process, the reflection process, moving with the changes and possibly reacting to those changes and rooting back down into your strength and confidence so that you can move forward. And this is the card of Isis, and she brings news of deep reflection, which we saw or talked about in the 6 of Cups. And she invites receptivity into your life. So being really open, I think open-minded, open to the possibilities of receiving information from within as you move through changes and kind of butt up against some challenges. But I really feel this is a time of power, peace, and gaining a deeper clarity for you. And I do want to read a little bit of from the guidebook here. Your yin energy is on the rise. It's a restful yet dynamic time. It may call for you to go inward to reflect on present situations, receive guidance, and make future plans. It's also a grounding time, one during which you, like Isis, choose to connect your own light with the gentle, supportive vibration of earth energy. There's a certain medicine in this conscious connection, ushering in balance and healing on so many levels, including physical, emotional, and even financial issues. So allow yourself to open up to your own magnetic powers. This card could also herald the coming of a new woman into your life. This might be a close friendship or a burgeoning romantic love. Your growing receptivity is likely to call in an important karmic relationship at this time. Be open to the lessons and meaningful connections that lie ahead. So with that in mind, the Seven of Wands could also be this energy of letting your guard down a little bit so that you can stay open to any possibility that would like to come through, whether that is in regards to your business, your romantic relationships, your friendships, even the new pathways that you would like to take moving forward. We cannot always be on the defense, so that could also be part of that message as well. And this card also talks about your magnetic energy is swirling in accelerated motion, creating a vortex of attraction within and around you. And I did see that in the Five of Wands, where instead of you being in other people's vortexes, you're creating your own that then becomes magnetic to new experiences, to new pleasures, to maybe even love and celebration, and really beautiful, positive changes and movement forward. So this is what I have for you, my dear Soul Path 3. I really hope that resonated and was helpful to you. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love. Stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading.